Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Victor. This is Jack. So I'm curious, how many Israelis have been tried and convicted of crimes in international court, like through all time?
Okay, well, let me set up I'm going to basically explain to you how it works,
Oh, okay.
and then I'm going to let you guess based on it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you got to understand, like the ICC, the International Criminal Court. Okay, when you're looking on the news and you see South Africa has brought charges against Israel, that's the ICJ. The ICJ is one country bringing a complaint against another country, and then they adjudicate it. We're talking about is the ICC. These are individual war criminals being, okay? And so basically it only started in 2005.
Oh.
So don't think about Yitzhak Rabin, think about Netanyahu, right?
Okay.
And also, before this, how they did it was they would just make an international court for the situation of Rwanda.
And like just pick people from certain countries and then dissolve it afterwards?
Yeah, and it's just for
okay.
that. Now they made this, it's in The Hague, right? And they classify situations. So a situation begins to exist and then people get indicted in that situation. So it could be a particular genocide, like very specific, you're going to recognize some of these. But, and then basically here's the three things that they get you for. They get you for war crimes, crimes against humanity, or genocide. They also have aggression and contempt on there, but nobody for aggression and contempt, we don't care. We're talking about, so these are the classifications, right? And so from 2005 to 2023, they publicly indicted 52 people, and proceedings are ongoing for 20 more. So we're talking about 72 people. Okay. How many of them do you think are Israelis? And we're not talking about Jews. We're talking about Israelis by nationality, whether Arab, Hebrew, Jewish, Muslim. They're Israelis.
But they have been tried or in the process of being tried?
Yeah, how many do you think out of 72?
I don't know. I'm not sure where to go with this because I'm like, part of me wants to say, well, they're all Jews. And the other half of me says, well, America wouldn't let Jewish people get tried. So then I'm thinking zero. I'll just go with zero.
Correct. Zero.
Oh, okay.
Zero. Netanyahu's not on the list.
Oh,
you're going to recognize names on this list, but we're going to see. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. This thing. It's really like if you want to say there was systemic racism or something. This would be it. They were Africans.
Oh.
They're Africans. That's what there is. Europeans? Nope.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And we're going to get like Putin's on there. We're going to get, because we're just going to talk about it kind of quick,
Yeah.
Kind of give it a rundown and just see what there is. So the first link in the references, the first reference below has just table that gives you all the different countries and stuff. It's very good. The second reference below is to the ICC website. And you can go on there and look for specific people and stuff. Terrible website. Terrible. Like they got an 11th grader who doesn't know how to program their website. Terrible. Nice. So basically 48 of the 52 people that they've already done proceedings for are in 17 situations, and we're just going to talk about some of the situations real quick. Like in the Congo. Okay, so basically here's what happens. They cannot try you in absentia if you're not there. So you have to be there. So if they indict you, you become listed as a fugitive. If you are in their custody, you've now been transferred. And then you can be acquitted, charges dropped, sentenced, doing your sentence or sentence down. So in the Congo, 6 of the people have been indicted, 5 transferred, and 1's a fugitive right now. Uganda, 5 people, 1 transferred, 1 fugitive, and 3 died, which means you died before you even got transferred. Okay. Darfur, Sudan, 7 people, 1 transferred, 4 fugitives, 1 dead, and 1 charge is dismissed. Okay. Central African Republic, 5, 1 acquitted, and 4 completed sentences between 6 to 11 months. Whoa, this is really serious court here, right? Arrested 5 people in an entire situation, 1 transferred. 1 acquitted, and 4 had a sentence between 6 and 11 months. You got to be kidding me. This thing's a joke.
Right.
It's an absolute joke, right? In Kenya, there were 9 out of 52. That's a lot. 4 were dismissed, 2 were withdrawn. I don't know what the difference between that is. 1 transferred, released, and died, and 2 were fugitives. In Libya, Gaddafi was one of the 5, right? He died. His son, who's now a fugitive, his brother-in-law, they dismissed the case on, and 2 more people who both died without ever being transferred, right? It's just a joke. Côte d'Ivoire, which is the Ivory Coast.
So it doesn't say what they're charged with.
No, you can go down on the first reference below and you can look at it. And it's stupid stuff.
I would just be amazed at what Gaddafi's.
Just stupid stuff. And so then next to Ivory Coast, 3 people, 2 acquitted, 1 withdrawn. Mali, 2, they've completed 7-year sentences. 1 completed 7-year sentence and 1 trial's ongoing right now. So 7 years, that's significant. Central African Republic, the second time it became a situation, because it was already a previous situation. 5, 1 withdrawn, 1 fugitive, 3 trials ongoing. Georgia, up by Russia, 3, and all 3 are fugitives. And then it's got a bunch of situations, and there's nobody involved. Burundi, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Afghanistan, no people in the situation. Palestine, no people. The Philippines, Venezuela. Then we get to Ukraine, 2. Both of them are fugitives. One's Putin, one's one of his ministers. And do you know what it's for? Saving the Ukrainian children. Because she's the minister of this organization that helps children, right?
Oh, okay.
And they're in this war zone. They're like, oh, these are Russian blood children. We got to get them into orphanages. So they scooped them out. They said, trafficking into the orphanages where they can get medical care and stuff like that. The thing's an absolute joke.
Okay.
And Netanyahu's not on here. Absolute joke. So I think it's valuable to make this episode, and it's valuable just to look briefly at the research, just to see when you hear that thing about the ICC, the International Criminal Court, and war crimes, it's all just a joke.
Right.
It's all nonsense. And then just be like, cool, it's worthwhile knowing, you know what, it took less than 10 minutes to talk about this. Now, the third reference I put below is valuable. You should look at it. It's called like the mega list compilation of Israelis' war crimes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's this long post, and you should download it. You should screenshot it. And it's all got all these references. But you need all those references. And it's referenced chronologically everything Israel has done. There should be dozens and dozens of names on here if this was from 2005. Sure. If we're being legitimate. We're not being legitimate. The ICC is not legitimate. But there's also that resource available to you. That's what I got. What do you think?
That's it's really interesting. It's amazing how biased and how many people died in Afghanistan because of Bush, and just
not one European is on there.
Yeah,
except for Putin and his gal, who are technically in Northern Asia, but
yeah.
So 2 then, two of 72.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so how the nations just volunteer people to be on this, or?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was looking through their website trying to figure some stuff out, and it's just a stupid website.
I'm sure it's all the people who are not on the list are running the thing so that they're not on the list.
And then we talked about the Hague Invasion Act. We made the Hague Invasion Act. If they were to take one American up there, we're just going to invade them.
Right.
Right? We don't need to make that act. Right. They're not taking an American. No. They're not taking an Israeli. They're not taking a European. If you want to talk about systemic racism, because I'll bet you a lot of these guys in these Congo and stuff did some horrifying stuff. I'll bet you.
Okay.
Right? President Bush did some horrifying stuff. Obama. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And there's people on the list. I'll go to the Gaddafi.
Right.
It's even supposed to be on the list.
Or Putin, and it's silly.
Yeah.
The 2 main people on the list are Gaddafi and Putin, and silliness.
Right.
So that's the ICC for you.
Wow, what a waste of time. I mean, the ICC.
And if you're an alien and you're looking down, like, oh, they've developed international criminal courts. How forward-thinking of them. They look and they're like,
this is a joke.
Yeah, this is
a circus.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about the ICC in this. I knew nothing going in, and it's just all depressing information. Thanks for the presentation. Hopefully you guys learned something too. See you next time.